The first thing I learned after waking from the accident wasn't how to walk. It was how to hold my daughter without letting her see me cry. The rehabilitation center smelled of antiseptic and freshly mopped floors. Every morning, sunlight spilled through the tall windows, warming the parallel bars where I spent hours trying to convince my legs to remember what they once knew. Again, my physical therapist, Maya said gently. I gripped the metal bars until my knuckles turned white. My left leg trembled violently as I shifted my weight forward. Pain shot through my hips like electricity, but I refused to stop. One step, then another. My 6-month-old daughter, Lily, sat in her stroller a few feet away, clapping her tiny hands as though I had just won an Olympic medal instead of moving 3 shaky feet. Look at Mommy. Maya laughed. You've got your biggest fan. Lily squealed with delight. Her laughter gave me strength that pain medication never could. Just 3 months earlier, our lives had been ordinary. I had a husband, a cozy apartment, and dreams of watching Lily grow up with 2 loving parents. Then the car accident changed everything. A distracted driver had run a red light, crushing the driver's side of my car. I survived, but my pelvis was shattered, 2 vertebrae fractured, and nerve damage left doctors unsure whether I would ever walk again. The day I was transferred to rehab, my husband, Daniel, visited carrying a bouquet of lilies. I'll be here every day, he promised, kissing my forehead. For 1 week he kept that promise. The second week, he claimed work had become overwhelming. By the 3rd week, his phone calls became shorter. I can't talk long. I'm in a meeting. We'll visit this weekend. Weekend after weekend came and went. Finally, on a rainy Tuesday afternoon, Daniel arrived without flowers. Without Lily. Without even looking me in the eyes. I can't do this anymore, he said. I stared at him, convinced the pain medication had made me hallucinate. What do you mean? He rubbed the back of his neck. I didn't sign up for this kind of life. The words hit harder than the collision ever had. I need someone who can live, travel, build a future. I am your future, I whispered. He shook his head. You'll always need help. His wedding ring glinted beneath the fluorescent lights as he slid a folder onto my hospital tray. Divorce papers. I've already signed. The room became painfully quiet except for the steady beeping of my heart monitor. What about Lily? You'll be a better mother than I ever could be a father. Then he walked away. No goodbye. No apology. No backward glance. I watched the elevator doors close on the man who had once sworn to love me, in sickness and in health. He had meant the easy kind of sickness. Not this. Months passed. The divorce became official while I learned to stand. Daniel disappeared completely. No birthday card for Lily. No child support. No phone calls. Nothing. Every difficult step I took became an act of defiance. I wasn't walking for myself anymore. I was walking so my daughter would never believe abandonment defined our family. One crisp autumn morning, Maya removed one of my crutches. I think you're ready. My heart pounded. What if I fall? You probably will someday, she smiled. Everyone does. I took a careful step. Then another. Without the crutch. Without anyone holding me. Lily, now almost 1 year old, stood wobbling near the therapy mat. She reached both arms toward me. Mama. The word shattered every fear I still carried. I crossed the room on unsteady legs. When I finally lifted her into my arms while standing completely on my own, every therapist in the gym applauded. For the first time since the accident, I believed life could still surprise me. 2 weeks later, an official envelope appeared in my mailbox. The return address belonged to the county courthouse. My stomach tightened. I assumed it was another document related to the divorce. Instead, I unfolded a formal notice scheduling a hearing. Attached was a petition. Daniel was requesting joint custody of Lily. I read the papers 3 times before the words made sense. The man who had vanished for nearly a year. The man who had paid nothing. The man who had abandoned both of us while I struggled to relearn how to walk, now claimed he wanted an active role in our daughter's life. My hands shook with anger. Then I noticed the final attachment. A financial disclosure. Daniel had recently inherited several $1,000,000 from a distant relative. His attorney argued that establishing custody now would strengthen the father-daughter relationship. It wasn't love. It was image. A wealthy bachelor trying to appear like a devoted family man. That evening, I tucked Lily into her crib and kissed her forehead. "You'll never be someone's accessory," I whispered. The next morning I met with a family attorney who listened quietly as I recounted every unanswered phone call, every missed birthday, every hospital record, every therapy session Daniel had skipped. When I finished, she closed the file with quiet confidence. "Do you still have your rehabilitation attendance records?" "Every single one." "Hospital visitor logs?" "Yes." "Messages where he admitted leaving?" I nodded. She smiled. "Good." Outside her office, I paused at the courthouse steps. A year ago, I couldn't stand without gripping cold metal bars. Now I stood on my own 2 feet, holding my daughter's tiny hand. Daniel had mistaken broken bones for a broken woman. He was about to discover they weren't the same thing.